Hello, everyone. Welcome to a little bit of woo woo. I'm Jill Thomas. It's so great to see you guys again. I have been out for a couple of weeks. I was moving. I'm sure you guys are all jealous of that. You know how much fun that is. So I've been spending some time trying to figure out where my stuff is. I think it's mostly together now. I wanted to first welcome everyone who's new to the channel and thank you so much for all the kind words and the support. I was really surprised by how many people liked that last video, and I will be doing more content now that I've settled and got my desk together. But the first thing I wanted to say is I know I'm going to talk about intuitive things, but first thing I want to give is my opinion on something. So humor me on this one. When it comes to politics, there's one thing I'm noticing a lot, and it kind of gets me upset, is the vitriol between the two parties, but also more importantly, that people really have it in their head that one candidate over another is going to make their life great again. I absolutely will tell you that that is not true. You make your life great again. You're the one who makes changes to yourself, improves your situation, works on your own gifts and your own skills. That's how your world gets better. But when we start fixating so much on one person who's really kind of the character in this play versus another, and then we start hating each other for thinking differently about that, that's when we kind of get caught up in things that can make it hard to move forward. A lot of comments in the video, people have, say that I'm very liberal. I am very liberal on social issues. I am very conservative on economic issues. So like a lot of people listening, watching this, I am too conservative for my liberal friends and too liberal for my conservative friends. So I would encourage everyone to kind of pick and choose the issues that they care about and know that you may be working together with your conservative or liberal friends on some issues and against each other on other issues. The media wants us to be separated. They want us to think that the other one is stupid or that they are a sheep. And that is how they can gain votes and gain attention. I would encourage you not to play that game. I personally see politics as a big game, and we're the ones being played. Not we're playing it, we're the ones being played. So I would encourage you not to get so caught up in this. My grandfather used to say something that I really resonated with. It's this idea that you want to save your anger and your vitriol for a more worthy opponent. And I feel like political agenda is not really a very worthy opponent. I get upset about certain things, but not the people themselves. I really do see the people as more characters. So having said that, I want to talk about what's going on. Oh my God, you guys are so anxious. There's so much anxiety up in the air. My goodness. My hypnotherapy clients, and I've been a hypnotherapist for 20 years. I do see clients privately. I do see clients for readings as well. But my hypnotherapy practice is flooded with people dealing with anxiety. And a lot of that is the news media. It's a lot of things going on. But I think that you guys are pretty intuitive now, and you're really just feeling it. You're feeling it in the air. So I want to talk about a couple of things that you can do. First of all, I want to talk about anxiety in general. Anxiety and creativity do not hang out well together. They use different sides of the brain. When you're sitting in anxiety, you're not going to be seeing the exits. You're not going to be seeing the sometimes very obvious solutions to your problems that are right in front of you. This is why I see a lot of clients, and sometimes I'm pointing out things that are just super obvious. Like, why don't you just sell that thing that's bothering you? Oh my God, I never thought of that. It's because the brain that is freaking out is not the same brain that says, hey, we could do this a little bit differently and would solve the whole problem. That's why I would encourage you to fight the fight against anxiety. I'm going to put some tools, links to tools in the description that I think really work. Sandra DeVos does some amazing meditations. I love them. Jana Stoffers has some amazing meditations that I love. These are both from new people that are from the Netherlands, actually. I don't know how I ran across these, but I think they're just amazing. I also do like the Evolutioner app. Before you think this is a sponsored post, I will tell you, I have no affiliation with these people. I am a customer just like you would be. This is just stuff that in my hypnotherapy practice I've run across over the years. And so I would recommend those services. What I wouldn't recommend is what you've probably heard many times, which is these meditations where you're supposed to think about nothing. I have been meditating since I was a little kid, and I can tell you the think about nothing thing is really, really hard for most people, including me. I just spend the whole time thinking about how I should be thinking about nothing. I mean, honestly, I like guided meditations, and I like things where you're actually kind of visualizing something. I think those work better. The other reason why people are in a lot of anxiety states right now is because a lot of people are in that what I call oh shiz phase. They're reaching for something new, and the old is still in their hands or still available and they can still see it. So like, not the new isn't quite ready, but the old is just basically leaving. You're kind of two things are happening at once. That's a really difficult time. And just know that if you're going through that right now, talk to your friends, talk to a therapist or a counselor. I would always encourage that. But you're in very good company because a lot of people are there. I would encourage you also to watch what media you are consuming. You guys all know this. The media is not entirely honest about a lot of things. A lot of what we're being seen is reflected based on the fact that officials want to get reelected, right? And so there is a term for this. It's called pro-social lying. I think this is happening with our economic data because I see that stuff and I know a lot about how this stuff works. And a lot of it's just not true or it's misleading, or maybe 10% of it's true and then the rest is just like old. I would highly recommend you not get too caught up in thinking that things are totally bad or that things are totally good. Having said that, I know that's really tough right now because, as of right now, this is being recorded on 9/10 at 10 a.m. Pacific. The oil market is down 5% in one day. Like that's kind of a lot for the oil market. It goes up and down, but that can cause a lot of anxiety. So something that someone put in the comments, and I totally agree with, is the idea that the stock market is really not the real economy, and that is totally true. However, a lot of people, when they don't know much about how to gauge whether the economy is in good shape or not, they look at the stock market. If it's up, they think everything's fine. Also, I hate to say this, your employers are using the stock market to determine if they have enough money to get new employees, to make that expansion, to fund that new project. They look at their stock price as a means for wealth. So it does matter, even though it isn't the real economy. I would encourage you to talk to other business owners if you own a business. What's going on in your world? You'd be surprised what you might hear. Things are really interesting out there. We actually traveled over the holiday. It was just a few days ago, and I can tell you, we got an upgrade to first class for $40 on an Alaska Airlines flight. And the airport was pretty empty. If you guys get a chance to go through the Portland airport, it's beautiful. They just updated a whole lot of things. It's gorgeous. I'm just saying, right now you can get some deals if you're traveling, but that to me is very anecdotal because this was a holiday weekend. We got there early thinking we were going to have to wait in long security lines, only to see that the security people were twiddling their thumbs. So, a lot of that kind of thing. That's how you're going to get some of your best information. Okay, people are asking a lot in the comments about gold. And when you're asking about a gold, you're actually asking about three investments. You're asking about miners, you're asking about gold ETFs, and you're asking about physical gold. I'm going to talk a little bit about one of those, okay? So this is for entertainment purposes. I am not a portfolio manager, and you really shouldn't listen to someone like me on this stuff because unless I can give you a date and a time that's accurate, it's not helpful. But I will say that you're going to need to babysit these investments because I just am not seeing where gold is going to be the panacea for everything. I may be wrong, but it's one of those things where I want you to just watch it, just pay attention, particularly gold miners, which has a lot of labor input into the cost of this product. I'd be a little nervous about a lot of those investments right now. Having said that, you could, if you invested at the right time, boy, you'd be really rich right now. I had a small position in gold. I took some profit. I'm just saying, feel it out for yourself. But I do want to tell a story about physical gold. So you guys remember during the 2020 incident that there was also a toilet paper debacle. Now, I have a neighbor who's a bit of a prepper, and she had a garage full of toilet paper. I don't know how she did it. I don't know. She had a garage full of toilet paper. She didn't want money for it. She wanted to trade for things. So my whole neighborhood was trading with her for toilet paper, and she ended up making friends with people she didn't really know. She ended up getting a lot of stuff that was hard to get at the time. We actually traded her for a hand weight, like weights. I don't know if you guys remember, going to the gym was hard. You couldn't get gym equipment. I had some extra hand weights, and I traded her for some toilet paper. So in this case, toilet paper was money. Physical gold stuck in a safe wouldn't have done anything in that situation. You are the gold. Your skills, your abilities, your fruit tree in your backyard, these are things that are gold. If you will sleep better at night, if you've got physical gold that you got at Costco in your safe, which I thought was actually a really good product on their part. I think that was a great idea. If you'll sleep better at night, then you should have it. You absolutely should. But I have never really been shown a time when physical gold was the panacea, was the answer to all of your problems. I have been seeing intuitively, further down the road, people trading for a lot of things, including toilet paper, including alcohol, including, processed foods that are a little hard to get at times. Okay. You're the goal though. Your skills, your knowledge, your ability to grow food, if you know how to do that, that's what's gold. That's what I would encourage you to invest in. I would encourage you to invest in yourself right now. That's where you really can do better. Okay. Disclosure events, you guys all know, you've been seeing them in the news. It seems like every time I turn around, there's a new thing coming out. There's more of them. You already know this. I would encourage you not to get too caught up in it though, because it is very easy to get pulled off path when you get caught up in disclosures. Oh my God, I can't believe they were doing that this whole time. I can't believe this was happening. Epstein-like things are coming. I can assure you that both sides of the political agenda have a big board when they're trying to figure out what dates they're going to release or quote, leak information that they have. You guys know this is true. It's just part of the game. I would just try not to get caught up in it. I would think about the things that you want in life, your goals, your personal agendas, enjoy the drama of it, and then let it go. I personally am so looking forward to the debates tonight. I would not get too caught up in the idea that one candidate is going to win and one candidate is going to lose, because I'm giving you my non-psychic prediction here. The Democrats are going to say that Kamala won. The Republicans are going to say that Trump won. And you guys all remember that both sides of the aisle, I think, would agree that Hillary Clinton was one of the best debaters of all times. And we all know what happened there. So I'm just going to say it may not matter as much as you think, but I'm popping popcorn. I'm looking forward to it too. I'm looking forward to just like the rest of you guys. And the last thing I want to say is that it's time to start to think about getting in touch with your neighbor, connecting with your friends and family. That's where our gold really is our connections. I will say that I just moved. So before I moved, I went to the local food bank to drop off our earthquake storage. We always have that. And I can tell you the people at the food bank told me that in the last 9 months since January, their need has doubled. Twice as many people are asking for food as was there. So, and a lot of people are donating less. It's time, if you can, to up your donations to things like the food bank, to charitable organizations. I can tell you as a hypnotherapist, having worked for over 20 years, that the most difficult weight loss clients I've ever had to work with are ones where there was some food insecurity early on in life. And to me, that is just terribly, terribly sad. We can all do better, and we will if we work together and we stop fighting against each other on political issues, because that's part of the game that they want to play, is to make us think that each person is bad, when the truth is we're not watching the same news feeds, we don't get the same radio information, we just don't have access to the same thing. We're not together. As some person in the comments point out, which I love this comment, is that if you live in the big city, things tend to be more liberal. If you live out in the country, things tend to be more conservative. And there's a lack of respect, I think, on both sides for the people in the country who are growing our food. They may have different agendas than the more liberal big cities, but they are feeling like they're not being listened to, heard, and understood. That can end up being a problem later. I would encourage all of us to make new friends. I will tell you that Prepper Lady and I were very different politically, and her and I became buddies because we really did see a lot of things in the same way. And I was so glad because I learned a lot from her. I would encourage you to make friends like that on both sides of the aisle. And in the words of Jim Jeffries, I think we can all do better. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please give it a thumbs up and say something nice in the comments. I really do appreciate all the support. I know I've had to delete some comments, things that people don't really want to see. I have had to delete those. And obviously YouTube deletes things that are really belligerent. So wish you guys the best. Okay, bye. See you next time. Bye-bye.